good evening, and welcome to the Garden City Community Chat Podcast. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, hello, Garden City and all our surrounding neighbors. How you all doing tonight? Hello to
Excellent.
Westland, Canton, Dearborn Heights, Dearborn. Hello to Livonia, Redford, and Inkster, just to name a few. Welcome to episode 737 of the Garden City Community Chat Show. It is Thursday, February 26, 2026. We're so happy to be with us tonight. We hope you're all safe and doing well. I am your host, Kerry. Also joining me tonight, former City Councilman Mike Jones. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fine, Kerry.
Awesome, awesome. It's always good when we're doing fine, right?
Yes, sir.
Good thing. So, look, tonight we welcome back Derek Partin from DST Sports Chat to do our popular show on Detroit national sports. And we want you to hear from you, your input as well. So don't be shy. Let us hear from you tonight. Any predictions or comments? So stay tuned. Derek will be here shortly. Also, Joe Bartley, our resident tax man, is back with his sixth installment of Tax Talk, providing more information for you during this tax season. Your favorite time of year, right? Not. Also, let me mention real quick, if you're watching us live on Facebook or YouTube, go ahead and post your questions and comments for our guests in the comments section. You can find us live right now on Facebook at facebook.com/GCChat. And over on our YouTube channel, just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. And if you notice, we have added a QR code in the upper corner for you to scan with your camera, and it takes you right to our YouTube page. So that makes it nice and easy for you. We'll be showing that throughout the show. You can also email your questions to us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. Remember, we're here to promote not only our community, but yours as well. And speaking of community, if your community or organization or business has any events or details or announcements you'd like to get out, what should they do, Mike?
They should probably email us, Kerry.
Exactly. Email the details to us at gccommunitychat.com, and Mike will be more than happy to get that information out for you. Remember, you're always welcome to come on the show and promote your community, your business, or organization anytime. Doesn't cost you a dime. All you have to do is just show up, spend a little time with us. We also encourage any local business to check out and join the Garden City Business Alliance. See what great things they can do for you. For more information, head on over to their website at gardencitybusinessalliance.org. Okay, before we get to our guests, let me mention real quick that the next city council meeting will be Monday, March 9th at 7 p.m. in the council chambers located at 6000 Middle Belt Road. These meetings are a good way for you to get involved and voice any concerns that you may have as well. Okay, we got a lot of people bouncing in our chat room real quick. I want to give a shout out to Michael Bingle. I hope you're doing well. Michael had open heart surgery yesterday to replace the valve. So he's going to join me and you with a zipper, Mike.
Okay.
We both had heart surgeries as well, Michael. So prayers and hope that you're doing well. Also, Dan Bartley from DSD Sports Chat's in there as well. Mrs. Chad is in there. Patty Fix, how you doing? Let's see. A few others are in there. I can't quite see who they are, but thanks for joining us anyway. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. As you know, we enjoy talking about sports with this guy. Please welcome Derek Partin from DSD Sports Chat. And let's get him in here. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for being here.
Hey, good evening. It's nice to be back. How's it
Good.
going, guys?
Yeah, been a little while. Been a minute.
Yeah, been a minute. Yeah. Had a long little 2.5 week Olympic break, so didn't get to really cover much, at least of the Red Wings, but the Pistons have stayed hot. Yeah, they played tonight. They're down 1-0. Had a goal called back, I guess, in offsides, but yeah, they look a little rusty so far through one period, but that's really well to be expected.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully they'll turn it around and wake up.
Yep, still got 40 minutes left. Still a lot of hockey left.
Let's talk about the hottest team in town, and that is the Pistons. My gosh, they are doing fantastic.
here we are. Like about 2 months ago, we thought, hey, if they get to 50 wins, that'd be great. They're 43-14. They're on their way to, a 62 win season and knocking off the Thunder. Which last night it wasn't as much hype as I think a lot of people were hoping, considering that they sat about, 6 or 7 of their main starters. SGA was out, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, Isaiah Hardenstein, AJ Mitchell, Alex Caruso. Everybody was sitting. So the Pistons, this game literally in hours went from a pick 'em to, I think, like a 12-point favorite. And they obviously got off to a slow start in the beginning. Erratic shots, missed a lot of threes. The defense was committing a lot of turnovers, but Bickerstaff definitely had to give them that pep talk in the locker room at the half, and they definitely pulled their heads out and they came away with a very solid 124-116 win, and they've
Good
won now,
second
I
period.
think. Yeah. And 7, I think, of their last 8 wins. 7 of their last 8 games they've won, so they've been great. They've definitely got the Knicks number, and yeah, they're playing some damn good ball right now.
Oh, I love it when they beat the Knicks. And by the way,
Yeah.
okay, you're back now. You froze up there a little bit. Yeah, I love it
Oh.
when they beat the Knicks.
Yeah, the Knicks definitely. I think a lot of that is just how we felt during the playoff run last year. We definitely didn't have beef stew, and they knocked us off in 6 games. And I think we're out for a little bit of redemption. Definitely got a much deeper team, and
Right.
yeah, I've been very happy with how they played all the good teams. I mean, obviously we play Cleveland on tomorrow night. That's going to be a huge game. That's a potential Eastern Conference final matchup. They got Harden. Harden's, I think. In the 8 games that he's been there, I think they've won 7 of last 8. So, 2 hot teams in the East, and I think that's going to be a hell of a showdown.
Bickerstaff, Coach of the Year.
I don't see how you can't give it to him. I think that this is in such a remarkable second season, a huge turnaround. Even last year, I thought he was going to be in the running last year, just off of the performance alone and making the playoffs. But I think he's definitely solidified his spot, and I think a lot of it too is a lot of your big name players this year, especially out west, are playing. I know Cade's up for MVP. I think he's actually the odds-on favorite. The last time I checked, I think he was like plus 340 or 350 to win the MVP award. But a lot of people are going to say it's maybe ill-gotten because of the fact that he's not playing up against some of the bigger names. But I think that's all hogwash. I think he's played to his potential. He's played against some of the best teams in the league. And I think also he doesn't. He honestly doesn't sit a lot of times too. I mean, he's not missed many games due to just what they like to call in the NBA is load management. A lot of that's been talked about, around town, around the NBA, and that's a lot of the reason why I think their ratings have suffered over the last couple of years because you have a lot of prima-donna players that aren't playing to their potential. They can't play back-to-back games, home and home games, and they tend to sit. So, hey, you just play to your strengths and you play what you get.
Yeah, our bench is deep. I mean, they're just
So
running
deep.
on all cylinders. No pun intended.
Yeah, I mean, this is there's no doubt about it. I mean, on any given night, we've had so many different nights where even when Cade's missed time due to injury, obviously we're still without Beef Stew for a couple more game suspension. We were without Duran, Tobias for a long time. And, I mean, this bench is just so deep. It just knows when to step up at the right times. Duncan Robinson has been amazing in certain aspects. And I know, too, just such a deep bench on this team that you can't help but just think, obviously our top 3 shooters, they match up against some of the top 3 teams right now in the playoff hunt, the top 3 favorite teams that people are picking to go all the way. But, when you look at a Sir Thompson, you look at Javonte Green, Karis LeVert, Paul Reed, Ron Holland, these guys, I mean, they're stepping up in the moments where, they might not need to play a lot of minutes, but when they play, they definitely make their presence known.
Yeah, they're definitely really playing great. That's for sure. All right, let's move on to the Red Wings. What's the score? Do we have a score yet?
1-0.
So they just started the second. Yeah, started the second period, and Senators are still up 1-0. Obviously, knocking off the rust. This is going to be crunch time for the Wings. Obviously, they kind of tailed off a little bit before their last game that they played on February 4th. And it's because of the fact that the Eastern Conference is so tight and these 2 divisions. And right now they are in the first wild card spot in the East, and they're only up, I think, by 5. It's like 5 or 6 points right now. So you mess up, you go on this losing streak, you lose 2 or 3 games, you're definitely going to be maybe on the outside looking in. It's just you can't have this epic collapse. And I feel like this is the time for Steve Yzerman to really step up. And it is a long layoff for many teams.
It is.
So, yeah, it might take a game or two to finally get back into that swing of where you were, but you can't tail off. You can't go in there and lose 3 or 5 or 4 or 5 games because you're going to be right on the outside looking in, and then you got to play from the ground up, and then you're not so sure what you do at the trade deadline. But this is your – if there was a time for Steve Yzerman to make moves, this is definitely it. You have to make noise in this trade deadline this season.
Yeah, I agree. What do you think, Mike? Any comments on that?
The goaltending has been solid.
Yeah.
The team is
John Gibson.
Yeah. The team is hard to predict. They do well, and then
they
do
still
poorly.
are. And it really all depends on the line shakeups, and I feel like that's kind of where they're lacking. I feel like this team really only has one solid top line, and that's really when you get Larkin and DeBrincat and Kane on the ice at the same time. Obviously, getting Simon Edmondson back after that 2-week break was pivotal because he was dealing with some injuries. But, Mo Seider can't do it all, obviously, but he's really been pairing up well with Edmondson. I think that could be a really nice tandem. And these guys haven't even hit their ceilings yet. I mean, you got Mo Seider, who I think is only 22 or 23. Simon Edmondson's still young in his early 20s. So the ceiling is still very high.
Yeah.
But I think at the trade deadline, and a lot of people have been talking about a disgruntled player, and it's coming from a rival, so to speak, and that's Austin Matthews from Toronto. And a lot of people are saying that obviously he's getting lambasted for going to the White House. Obviously, he's an American-born player who plays on a Canadian team, and we know already the disdain, so to speak, between USA and Canada. So obviously he's caught a lot of heat for that. But, a lot of Canadians and a lot of Maple Leafs fans are turning their back on him. This is a team that's currently, I think, 8 points out of a playoff spot. They're probably going to miss the playoffs. They got to blow the team up eventually. Yeah. And I feel like if you're going to move somebody, your captain who's been with you, who's been with them for 4 or 5 years now, I feel like it is the right time because this is the team that needs to blow it up. And what better place for the Red Wings, I feel like, to be able to get yourself a top line center to move Dylan Larkin to that second line and have the amazing depth. You've literally just probably made yourself into a top 2 team in the league if you were to get Austin Matthews. Now, that's just a name I'm throwing out there. It's probably not too realistic, but if Yzerman's going to make a splash, a big-time splash here at the trade deadline coming up, that would be the name to go after. But we need a center, and I would really like to see another defenseman, a second-line defenseman to kind of shore up our depth there on the D-line, especially on the power play. I know our power play started off very good this year. It has tailed off in recent games. I think we're we were like 21st or 22nd over the last 10 games, whereas in the first 25 games we were in the top 5 in power play. So our penalty kill's slightly gotten better. But like Mike said, we're still a hard team to trust. Goaltending has been the biggest difference maker. I think John Gibson, after that slow start the first month of the season, he's won NHL Star of the Week twice this year. He's got 4 shutouts. That's second best in the league. His save percentage is getting up there, top 10 in the league. So John Gibson has been, I think, the biggest difference maker on this team compared to where we've been the last couple of years. And I think he's just kind of holding that seat warm maybe for either Sebastian Cossa or Nick Augustine when they are ready to come up here. I really would like to see us try to trade Cam Talbot and bring up Sebastian Cossa because we know that the Grand Rapids Griffins are breaking all sorts of records down there in the AHL. I think they're like 42-8 or something like that, killing the league over there. And I feel like the big picture is the NHL. We're in the last 24, 25 game stretch of the season. This is the playoff push. And I feel like this is really what we need to do. And yeah, Danny mentioned Tyler Myers. He's another big D-man that I think that would be a great pickup. But yes, he does have to agree to that no trade clause in his contract. But he would be another solid addition to solidify that D.
Yeah, it would. Yeah. But you'd like to see him go after Matthews, for sure.
If you're going to go after a big guy, throw your chips on the table. I'm at a point now where I feel like, I would just trade off as many draft picks as you can. We don't need the youth anymore. We really don't. I would trade some either a first and second round pick. I would package Talbot. I would package Marco Casper. Michael Samuelson. These are guys that I have no problem getting rid of right now because we have solid depth right now to make the playoffs, and I think we still will make the playoffs. But because of how tight this East is, I don't want to just make the playoffs. I want to make it and win a series or two. I think this team could win a series, possibly make it to the semifinals, and take a team deep. there's not a lot of huge favorites, in my opinion, in the Eastern Conference right now, outside of maybe Tampa Bay. I think it's wide open right now.
Yeah.
Just how tight things have been the last, I would say, month of the season, but you still got to, you're literally in a tie right now with the Sabres and the Canadians. Who would have thought the Buffalo Sabres, who haven't made the playoffs in over 15 years, are right
I
now
know.
third in the Atlantic Division, and they just got a big win last night. So they've been playing out of their minds. I think they've won 8 of their last 10 games. So the Sabres came out of nowhere. You got to always watch out for the Bruins. The Senators, who you're playing tonight, they're still in the wild card chase. They're probably not going to make the top 3 in the Atlantic, but I think right now it's going to be between you, Tampa Bay, Montreal, Buffalo, and probably Boston for those 3 spots in the Atlantic. And then obviously the wild card spot's going to be really, really tough, but I think the Maple Leafs are going to fail to make it. I don't know if I'm going to sleep on the Panthers, because the Panthers, 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions, they are right now sitting dead last in the Atlantic. I can't believe they are, but I feel like they're still going to show their ugly face at some point before the end of the year.
Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah.
Don't ever count out the Panthers.
No, exactly. Well, let's put it this way: a lot riding on Yzerman's shoulders this year. That's for sure.
Oh, major pressure. This is literally the make it or break it year. And again, I will have full support and confidence of putting him on the hot seat, no doubt about it. If you don't make the right moves, and if this team were to falter yet again and miss the playoffs for a 9th consecutive season, that would just be unacceptable and a pathetic year as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I said it last year, but you talked me out of it, so I said, okay, this year.
Oh, yeah. One more year, but this is it. This is all I give them. It's a very short leash.
Exactly. All right, we're talking the Tigers. They're right around the corner. 0-6, 0-5 in Grapefruit.
The game yet.
0-5, and I guess you could say 0-5-2 if they're, because they are obviously they have tied, I think, 2 games, but yeah, they're 0-5, and obviously it's very very little to be invested because it is spring training, but it is nice, like we mentioned earlier before we went live. Framber Valdez is getting finally his first start of spring training tomorrow, and it is going to be exciting to see him. I think he'll probably end up going maybe 2 innings. I don't think he'll go very long, but just to kind of knock off the rust and maybe get him acclimated to the team. But yeah, I mean, it's really nothing to invest too much stock in. It's spring training. I feel like the World Baseball Classic's right around the corner. That's going to be starting up. The prelims are starting up here, I think, in the next few days, and I think Scooble's starting maybe 1 game in that, and then it's back to business and back to the Tigers. But I would say give it another week of spring training, and I think you're going to start seeing these games matter more for some of the guys that are trying to make a roster spot. We've talked about Kevin McGonigal. I said he should have made the team last year. I think he should make the team this year, but I know that because of the depth is probably not going to do that.
They're going to put him in
He is. He's probably he's been one of our best hitters, but yeah, with this contract, I think he will start off the year in AAA, and you'll probably see him mid-season. I think if you don't see him come June, July, I'd be surprised. But Max Clark's probably got another year left because our depth is still, as far as infield's concerned, we know third base is a huge hole still for us between Zach McKinstry. Javi Baez, we don't know really if he's going to be shortstop, outfield, third base, where Javi's going to play. But
actually did better in the outfield.
Our offense. He did great in the outfield, but I think this is going to be a make it or break it year consistently for people like Spencer Torkelson. I feel like to prove that you're not, last year obviously wasn't a fluke, and then 2 years before that, I feel like Spencer Torkelson's a guy that I really did want to trade in the offseason. I really wanted to trade him for maybe another bat or 2 legitimate bats. We've definitely solidified our pitching. I think our pitching is probably top 3 in all of baseball. That's counting starting rotation and the bullpen. You got Kenley Jansen, who's the active closer, active saves leader in MLB. A little bit older, obviously, like JV. Not quite as old as JV, but I'm confident because now you have really 3 quality closers in this lineup that you can utilize, and the depth from top to bottom is just outstanding. And you don't have to worry about the pitching.
Our pitching on paper looks awesome. So if they can stay healthy, it's going to be something else.
And you have wiggle room. And obviously we lost Reese Olson for the year, which is unfortunate. And I think that's why we went out and signed Verlander, which was a great signing. I think what's that?
Olson. Why did they wait till not? Yeah. What did they do on the off season?
That was the question mark, and I feel like he was probably feeling better, and he might have re-aggravated it working out. I don't know, because yeah, that was the question: is like, why would he wait until a month before the season to now get
Right.
surgery? But he
Yeah.
he was on pace. I think he was going to miss. I think opening day, and I think before this all happened with his arm, I think he was only going to miss maybe a week or two, and then all of a sudden you get breaking news, literally the day after they signed Verlander, that Olsen's out for the year, and I'm like, okay, it makes sense now. But he must have re-aggravated at some point during, working out. But I like Verlander because on paper he lines up almost identically to Olsen's numbers last year.
Yeah.
That second half of the season with the Giants, he was phenomenal. Got his ERA down, I think, into the mid threes. Obviously, he didn't get the run support, so he did have a lot of losses. The win-loss record didn't really mean too much because that wasn't a playoff team. But I think if you can go out there and you can get 130, 140 innings out of JV as your fourth, maybe even third starter, depending on the consistency of Jack Flaherty and Casey Mize,
Yeah,
I expect Verlander to be up there. I think you could probably squeeze. I think you could probably squeeze maybe 7 to 8 wins, maybe even more out of JV. It depends on the run support, but I love the signing. I think it was poetic for him to come full circle, re-sign with the team that drafted him, 11 years ago, and I feel like that this is where he will end his career, and hopefully he'll have the Tigers hat on in the Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, there's talk Scherzer might even come back. Who knows?
No.
His old battle.
Who knows too? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be something. I think Scherzer's a couple years younger than Verlander. He's still maybe got a couple more years ahead of him, but we'll see what happens. But breaking news, I guess Dylan Larkin just scored, tied up the game for the Wings, so that's good.
Oh,
nice
okay.
to get the rust knocked off from. Got the Olympic hangover out of the way, so Larkin gets on the board.
That'll help. Yeah, that'll help.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Let's move on to the Olympics then. Boy, Michigan showed up, didn't they?
Isn't that crazy? Yeah, I mean, between two teams, between the men's and the women's USA hockey team, I think there was 6 players that represented, 7 maybe even.
The women.
And it's insane. I mean, obviously, yeah, the women, great job, amazing competition, and obviously, I mean, I think their road was probably a little harder than the men, to be honest with you. I feel like that version of the Canadian team for the women was maybe a little bit tougher than the men's, and the women, obviously have won more gold medals than the men have over the last 40 years. That was the men's first gold medal since the 1980 Miracle, but I think the women, that was their 3rd gold medal in I think the last 4 games. So they've obviously been very, very dominant in hockey. So that's no surprise. But that was very entertaining.
Very.
If you didn't know that you were watching women's hockey, you could swear that you were watching, like a men's hockey tournament, because of how aggressive they are. They're fast. They're very entertaining. I was more entertained watching the earlier rounds of the women's hockey. Yeah. And it was just exciting. And I think their goalie had 4 straight shutouts or something like that. It was just between USA men's, between their goalie and our goalie, it was I think they had 10 shutouts between the two of them. So dominant goaltending and very, very good defense.
Well, I hope they get a Detroit team for the PWHL. That's for sure. I'll be watching it.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they can get some of those ladies over there, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. And there's the men right there. That was a great game.
Yeah.
Great Hughes, Michigan boy from Canton.
Both Hughes brothers, obviously, Quinn and Jack Hughes. And then you had Connor Hellebuck from Commerce, Dylan Larkin from Waterford. Yeah, there they are. And Zach Wierenski, he went to U of M. So he's obviously from Grosse Pointe Woods, too. So all these guys, they all showed up. I mean, Connor Hellebuck, he's getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom, for crying out loud. Who would have thought the first NHL goalie to ever get that award? So it's great. The homegrown talent was very, very nice to see.
He's a star of the Wings.
It's amazing that
he was the MVP.
Oh, he was. He was the MVP. Yeah, as far as that game is concerned, that gold medal game, we would never have won it without him. I mean, the shots, I think we were outshot 40. It was 43 or 44 to
terrible.
18 or 20. And then, of course, the overtime. And I've never been a fan of 3-on-3. I think 3-on-3 should be abolished in any Olympic tournament, in the playoffs. I feel like it minimum 4-on-4, but it should be 5-on-5. I mean, you're playing with that kind of high stake. I think a 3-on-3 is a cheap way to win, and it's a cheap way to lose. I'm not going to defend it either way. Even if we were to come up on the short end of the stick, I feel like it is kind of like backdooring your way in. But hey, everybody knows what they're in for. Everybody has the same strategy. So, we happened to get the lucky bounce there in overtime, and that was a great setup. And ironically enough, all 4 players from Michigan were on the ice in that overtime gold
Yeah.
medal goal. So
Great.
that was I feel like icing on the cake.
Fantastic. It really was.
Yep.
And there's the final medal count. USA did all right.
Yeah, and they did all right. And ironically, Norway is obviously a cold weather country, so they normally do dominate the winter games. This wasn't too surprising to me from the beginning. I thought after the first week when they already had I think like 12 medals and we only had like 2, I'm like, yeah, I think Norway is going to probably hang on to this one. But you got to remember too, there's almost double the games in the summer game than there are the winter, because they usually have. I mean, I think last year or the last Olympics, the summer games that we just had, I think USA ended up having like over 130 medals. So, they have way more games, way more sports, way more athletes in the summer games than the winter games. But this did set a record. The 12 gold medals for the USA was a USA Olympic record for the winter games. And 8 of those 12 were also won by women. So kudos to them.
No, I was happy with the USA. They did all right.
Yep.
I think Title IX has made a big difference for women.
Oh yeah.
Who's that?
I think Title IX has made a big difference.
Yeah.
In the long run
I
for
think
women
so too.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Definitely.
And the Lions, not much to talk about here, but they did have the combine.
Well, I think so the combine, obviously the draft is coming up, in April, and a lot of the mock drafts have started, a lot of the talk. I think that right now for the Lions, it remains with the core remaining pretty much intact. You just heard about Taylor Decker announcing he's coming back, which I'm kind of on the fence of. I feel like, it's a little bit different than if Frank Ragnow were to come back. I feel like Taylor Decker is a guy that is very, very beat up. He should get a lot of rest, but again, going into another year, I don't think you're going to get a full season out of Decker. I think if you're able to get 8 to 10 games out of him, I think that'll be lucky. I think you got to restructure his contract. I would say if you're coming back on this team, you're starting it off at a disadvantage. You need to take a pay cut because we know the quality that you're going to be able to bring is not going to be A+ to what it's been in the previous years. But I think offensive tackle, no matter what, is going to be the top position on this team that you need to build around. Physicality up front. I think that the Lions, they're going to be running the ball a lot more. We still don't know the future of David Montgomery. Obviously, under this new OC, I feel like we saw Jahmyr Gibbs take on we hope. We know Brad Holmes says that he does want him to stick around. We really haven't heard a lot about Montgomery. I feel like Montgomery's been kind of posting some ominous tweets and stuff on social media. I think a lot of it has to do with the contract extensions. I would love to have him back personally, but if you were to get rid of him, that is an $8 million cap hit that you would save. And I feel like if Gibbs is going to be your true number one, there's already been talk with Brad Holmes about making Gibbs the highest paid player at his position in the league. You're going to be looking at probably, I think they're having him with a 20 to 22 million a year annual value. So I mean that would blow him out of the water. He would bypass any record else in the league. I think. And I think he deserves it. But at the same time, if you're going to sign him to that kind of money, you also have to take on the responsibility and the risk that he will be more of a higher injury threat. And he's, knock on wood, he's been able to get away with that for the last 3 years. He's not missed any time. Montgomery, very, very little time as well. And Sonic and Knuckles, I would hate for that to be broken up. But at the same time, I feel like you do want to start freeing up some cap space where you can on this team. I've even heard some crazy predictions that Sam Laporta could even be moved. So considering his back injury, because we don't know the future of what that is. And we already know Brian Branch is going to miss probably the first half of the season. Kirby Joseph is still an unknown. So all of our top 4 core, 2 on offense and 2 on defense, those are our biggest names. They all have question marks because of injury concerns. So that's where the draft, I feel like, you need another edge rusher. I mean, that to me, I feel like is your number 2 or number 3 concern. But offensive tackle is going to be huge. That's going to be pivotal. And then obviously it's safety, because you need to now fill that gap for Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. And I feel like
secondary.
You can't do all of this, and you can't do all of this through the draft. This is Brad Holmes' opportunity now to really make a difference and a big splash in free agency or make trades. And I feel like there should be some trades done. I feel like you should trade some of your draft picks for proven talent and veterans, because our window is still there. It is slightly smaller than it was a year or 2 ago, But I feel like that this is the best opportunity for Holmes and Campbell to grab the bull by the horns and say, let's go, let's do it again, get this team healthy. Because if you have another season of injuries like you've had the last two, we're doomed. I mean, I don't think
Done.
Jared Goff is the main concern. I think you can still win a championship with Jared Goff. I'll say that. I've said that before. I feel like putting the right talent around him, from the offensive line to the running game to the
'cause he
defense,
can't run.
that is
He
what is going to win this team. Yeah.
Yeah, he
So you
can't
have to
move
protect him. You got to give him
him.
that 5 to 6 seconds of protection is all he needs, and he can make some serious noise.
And they're still floating Max Crosby's name around. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
Yeah.
So
I'm not believing that hype. I think that's all talk. I know hometown boy. I know he wants to be here, but he's stepping on too many toes. He's teasing too many times. I'm not really feeling it. It would be great to have him. I really wanted Trey Hendrickson last year from the Bengals last year at the trade deadline. They didn't make that move, and it bit us. So this is the time now for Brett Holmes to just nut up, get serious, just like Steve Eiserman. He's been great in the draft. Maybe not so much the last couple of years, but this is his time to nut up or shut up. I would say that. Yeah, if this team were to miss the playoffs, I mean, that would be a huge blow to this town, the city, and this team's chemistry. And I feel like the nucleus is there because you still have 6 to 7 guys on this team that are proven elite talents, and you want to continue to lock up your core. But I do believe that this Lions organization falls in love with their own. It's been talked about. We've talked about it many times, and I feel like between Holmes and Campbell, they do fall in love with their own, and that is a problem in this city with a lot of, not just the Lions, but a lot of other sports teams in Detroit. So you got to know when to get rid of the guys at the right time, and what guys are going to make this team better in the long run, while also trying to cut where you can to then add more depth and guys that are good at that position that you're trying to obtain. So if it means getting rid of guys like Laporta, getting rid of guys like J-Mo, or getting rid of guys like Montgomery, I would be all for it if it makes sense, if you're able to make up for it in other ways.
Yeah, it's got to make sense. What do you think of the new offensive coach?
From what I've heard, I like it. I think that, a lot of people were quick to start judging him just because they didn't really know a lot about him, and coming from a Cardinals team that's obviously not been a very, very good offensive team for the last couple of years. I feel like he's been very, very vindicated by his peers. A lot of the peers have actually liked what they see out of him, and obviously the interview process. I think that interview process is what got people talking. So I'm going to give Drew his flowers right now, from not seeing anything. But I mean, from the little that he had to work with in Arizona, I think he was like top 10. Obviously in rush and in passing, and obviously he's also been able to work with a lot of mobile quarterbacks and make quarterbacks mobile in his time over there. So I'm not saying he's going to change the whole scheme of Jared Goff, but in order for him to pick up, maybe just, if it happened 2 or 3 times a game, to maybe pick up that 4 or 5 yards extra that you need, maybe he can change something in Goff's strategy to maybe get a little bit more rushing out of him. But I think he's a run-heavy offensive coordinator. That's why I feel like it might be in the best interest to retain Sonic and Knuckles, to keep Montgomery here, just because of how run-heavy he is. But yeah, I think we'll see a lot, in those first couple of games. You do have a much easier schedule. That was the one penance of missing the playoffs, is that you do get a kind of a bottom feeder schedule, kind of like the Patriots did this last year, from winning 4 games last year to then winning 13 games this year. So yeah, well, I mean, and that's the thing, is like, whoever loses the Super Bowl doesn't usually make it back for many, many years. So at least be happy that they made it. But the Lions, though, have, I feel like, a little easier road this year than they did last year. So they at least have that going for them.
Yeah. Okay. And then we got NASCAR. We want to talk about that. That just started. 2 races down. They're going to Dakota.
So 2 races down, and obviously Tyler Reddick's won both of them. So very hot start for 23XI. Michael Jordan did Hamlin's race team. What's that?
How did I pick Reddick last week?
I mean, he's been strong, and that's crazy, because I feel like he got an advantage because he got caught up in that early wreck and lost his right front fender, and it helped him aerodynamically, surprising drafting track. Who would have thought? But yeah, he's definitely had the number the last couple of races. Obviously, Daytona's a crapshoot, and you could even say Atlanta. They're both drafting tracks, but he showed speed in both races, and it looked very, very good. But you're going to COTA, so you don't even 3 races in, you don't even start the real season until next week. So you go on your first true speedway track. And but yeah, I mean, COTA's kind of a crapshoot. I'm not a huge fan of back-to-back drafting tracks and then going to a road course. I kind of miss the old days of, you would go to Daytona, then you went right to either California or Rockingham or Atlanta before the repave, before it was a drafting track. But usually it was like, Daytona, that's usually a lucky winner, not a lot of talent, not a lot of speed, just good handling and good luck. But, we got to wait 4 races before we actually start the true speedway season. So it's been good so far. Both races have been very entertaining.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Okay, so any predictions for the Tigers? Wins and losses. How many wins this year?
I think, I made my prediction right after they signed Verlander and Valdez, and I said that they'd probably win between 90 and 92. I think that it's theirs for the taking. This is literally an AL Central that's out there for the taking. My bold prediction is I don't think you're going to be competing against the Twins or the Guardians. I think the Royals are going to be probably the biggest thorn in your sides. Bobby Witt Jr., they've solidified some of their pitching, and they've got solid offense. And I think the Royals have made some good moves this year. But I think you're going to win the Central. I think between 90 and 92 wins will do it for you. Just don't blow a 15-game lead again like you did last year. No lead is safe, but I think you got a lot more depth, especially at pitching. I think you've added probably an extra 8 to 10 wins to your roster just in the pickups that you made in the offseason of pitching, because pitching ultimately wins ball games. But I think it's going to be a very entertaining season. That's the thing, is that Riley Green's got to cut down on his strikeouts, had 201 last year. I feel like he's made some adjustments. He's already said in the offseason that he has made some adjustments to his batting approach. He was just trying to crank the cover off the ball every at-bat and try to hit home runs. And even though he hit 36 last year, the strikeouts killed him. And I think he can even become a 270 or even a 280 hitter if he does have better plate discipline. So Riley Green, I think, is still going to be your MVP offensively. I want to see Kerry Carpenter start more games. I'm sick and tired of the lefty-righty matchups. He needs to be starting 140 to 150 games in the outfield or even at DH. I don't really care. But he has way too much pop in his bat. He needs to start more.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right. Well, that sounds good. I think we covered everything.
No, you didn't do
the speed round. That's for sure.
What's that, Mike?
Didn't do college.
Yeah,
didn't do
talk about what about? Yeah, you didn't have the Wolverines on there. I'm surprised.
Oh, we got to do that. Yeah. How did I miss them?
Our number 2 ranked Wolverines.
Yeah, number 2. They were number 1.
So they obviously
up one to Duke.
They swapped with Duke, and that's unfortunate. But we're down to our final 4 games. We've got a share of the Big Ten now that we beat Minnesota the other night. They win one more game, and they've clinched the sole outright Big Ten championship before the tournament. But they've been great. I mean, this has just been a remarkable last 2 seasons under Dusty May. They're dangerous. They definitely, I think, are one of the top. They probably are right where they are, the top 3 best teams. I think Duke is going to. That game against Duke did not make me feel any differently about Michigan losing or Duke winning that game. I feel like they're both still very elite teams that could meet each other in the. Either one of them could go all the way. I think Arizona and Kansas are still going to be very, very tough. But I think you have your 5 favorites. Obviously, Michigan State has faltered this year. I don't think that they're going to probably go deeper than the Sweet 16 this year. But I think Michigan, though, is definitely going to be, if they don't make at least the Final 4, that'll be a disappointment.
Very disappointed. Yeah. Dusty May, I'm telling you, that guy, coach of the year in my book.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I think he's the best coach
for him. He's amazing.
Yeah, I do too.
He is.
He's got them.
Sure knows how to work that portal.
Literally just a diamond in the rough.
Yeah. They love him, man. They love him.
Hey, yeah, 100%.
All right. Now I think we covered everything, pretty much.
I think so.
All right. Well, look, hey, it was great having you on. We'll get you back, halfway through the Tiger season or before?
Yeah, we could probably do like a quarter season update. Obviously, the draft is going to be coming up here in about a month.
Right.
Yeah, Tigers are starting up here. Regular season starts into March. So, yeah, I would say probably either, maybe mid to late April, we could probably do another check-in.
Yeah.
and a little bit of an update
Absolutely
show.
sounds-
Be fun.
Mike, what's your prediction of the Tigers?
I was going to say 90.
Yeah, you know,
Mhm.
I'm
That's a safe
I'm
bet.
going 89 to 92, something like that. I mean,
Yeah.
I hope
I think
they-
it's conservative enough.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, have a good night. Say hi to Rachel, and we'll see you again soon. All right.
Do guys. Have a good night. See you later.
All right. See ya. Okay. Always good talking with him, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. He covers everything. That's for sure. All right. We're going to move on here real quick to Joe Bartley. Got to get Joe in here with our tax talk. And then Mike's going to close out the show with, we got quite a few announcements. So stand by for Giuseppe.
Hey, everyone. You know, I've been kicking around this tax talk subject for quite a while, and I've been hesitant to talk about it because I don't want it to come off as self-serving or, event session, because it's not. It's trying to give people information and trying to help people the best they can. So, with that being said, this time of year, you're always seeing on social media, where can I find a cheap tax preparer? Or where can I find a tax preparer that's not going to charge me an arm and a leg? Now, I get it. Everyone's looking for a deal. None of us want to pay more than what we need to. But there's certain things that you just should not skimp on. I'll throw a few things out there for you. Okay? An attorney. If you're charged with a major crime and you know that you're innocent, you want a good attorney to represent you. You don't want your buddy that says, hey, I can represent you. I mean, I never went to law school, but I used to watch a lot of Perry Mason. Well, let me update that for the younger people. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I think I can get you out of this. No, that's not who you're going to go to. Okay, same thing if you're having a major surgery. If you need open heart surgery, you're not going to call around and have a guy say, you know what, I can help you out there. I can do that in my kitchen and charge you a fraction of what this doctor would charge you. Certainly not. You are not going to do that. And everyone's got things that they just make sure that they don't skimp on. For me, for instance, it's toilet paper. Okay, I want good toilet paper. I'm not going to buy the cheap stuff. Or if I have a car repair, I'm going to take my car repair generally to the dealer, but I want to make sure that who's ever fixing my car is doing it right. Granted, a lot of people may have the ability to do it, but how do you really know that it's been done right? And if something is wrong with the car after the repair, I want to be able to take it to somebody and say, hey, something's not right, and they're going to fix it for me. So the same thing with tax preparation. So there's some people, granted, if all you've got is Social Security, maybe you're okay going to the senior center and getting your taxes done. I get it. You want to save money. You don't have the money for a big tax prep firm. However, if there's other things on your return, you could be leaving money on the table by having someone that hasn't kept up on their education, has not been experienced. You may lose. So you may save $100 or $2, but in the long run, you may be knocking yourself out of thousands. You just don't know. So sometimes cheaper is not always better. And I'll be honest with you, if I get a phone call or email and the first thing that someone asks me is, what do you charge? I kind of think to myself, do I really want these people? Is that all they're interested in? Or would they like to hear about my experience? Or would they like to hear about my education? So just be smart. Don't throw away $1 to save a dime. So that's Tax Talk for this week. I hope that you got something out of it, and I will see you all next week. Thank you.
All right. That was a good one, Joe. A lot of good information there for sure. I like good toilet paper too, damn it. Oh, that's funny. All right, Mike, let's get you in here now. We got
Okay.
events, quite a few of them, and then we'll close it out. All right, let's wrap it up. Stand by.
The day.
Hey, it's time for some
You cry, say you're gonna
Nick in here.
you
Mike,
know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. What you got, Gary?
Here we go. Got the-
Oh, lucky squirrel. They've settled on the dates.
Yep.
May 16th, July 18th, September 19th, from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m.
Yes,
You
sir.
can register now. There's going to be a full slate of people selling their knickknacks and the things that they make and what have you. That'll definitely be a good time.
Yeah. 10 by 10 spots, $25. So get registered.
After school tutoring, all school year, Monday through Friday, Garden City after school tutoring. Session 1 is what, 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock?
Yep.
And session 2 is
4 to 6.
4 to 6.
Yes, sir. That's all free too. 100% grant funded.
Garden City Police Department is hiring.
Yeah. Join Garden City's finest.
Yeah, they've done a good job of controlling finances and so forth, and it's time to fill any vacancies and keep the quality up there.
Exactly. So there you go. You can apply.
www.gardencitymi.org.
Yep.
Professional carpet cleaning, Dennis, the carpet cleaner, tile grout, hardwood floor, upholstery cleaning. Call him at 734-299-6496. Aquatic classes, the Forum Fitness Center,
Mhm.
which is at Wildwood and Ford, I think.
Yep.
34250 Ford Road in Westland. Monday and Friday, water aerobics at 8:30. Tuesday, aqua hit at 8:30. Wednesday, water aerobics at 6:15. And Thursday, aqua combat at 7:30.
Yeah, they say that water aerobics is the best you can do.
Yeah. The original Garden City janitorial service, certified, insured, bonded commercial cleaning specialist. Call them at 734-564-5777. Straight Farmhouse has a plethora of events. Yeah, including one tonight. If I'm not mistaken, we had to leave the room in good order.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're open for tours from Wednesdays and Saturdays. Wednesdays and Saturdays from noon to 3. For event information, go to www.straightfarmhouse.org.
Yes, sir.
Scheduling for open play birthday parties and field trips are now available.
Yeah. That's
Who's
the
this for?
Station. The Imagination Station. They were on our show a couple weeks ago, I think.
Okay.
So you can scan that, freeze frame, or give them a call there at 734-237-4340.
Yep. Ace Masonry, 30 years experience, brick, block, and stone. Jay Piner is the owner. You can contact him at 734-469-0633 when the scaffolding comes down. The only thing left to stand on is the craftsmanship. Jay does good work.
Brutal winter. You're probably going to need them, that's for sure.
Parents' night out, games, crafts, pizza, $20 for a child, $10 for a sibling, ages 5 to 12. March 6th is the next one, and April 3rd is the last one. Those are on Fridays at 5:30 p.m. to 9 o'clock p.m.
Mm-hmm. Here's Joe again.
Yeah, this is Joe. You can contact him at 734-523-8291. But the best way is by email.
Yes, sir.
Joe at J&J Taxes and More.
Yep.
Program instructors are needed in a variety of
A lot of classes.
classes. You can apply now at the. I can't read all those classes, but that's okay.
Yeah, just at the Radcliffe Center. So
Yeah.
same number.
Bingo night. Garden City Public Library has bingo night on March 4th from 6 to 7:30. Join us for our monthly bingo night. Try our luck at winning. Your luck at winning prizes open to all ages, 14 and up. Drop-ins.
Yep. Oh boy.
Oh, the Great Pig Race. I put in our $100, so
Okay.
we're officially entered.
Okay.
It's March 7th. Raffles, cash bar, tickets are $20. There's still about 20 to 40 tickets available. So, and you can see the pigs if you go over to Radcliffe. Most of them are in the hallway right now and on display.
Right. Put your money on Chatmeister.
Absolutely.
You get our tickets yet, or?
No, they're supposed to come out. They're supposed to be available next week, early
Okay.
next week.
Sounds good. Yeah, let me know.
Dearly Departed is the latest Inspire Theater presentation. Tickets are $22. Shows are Fridays and Saturdays, March 6th and 7th, 13th and 14th, 20th and 21st at 7:30. And Saturdays and Sundays, March 7th and 8th, 14th and 15th, 21st and 22nd at 2:00 p.m. Go to inspiretheater.ticketleap.com.
Yeah, they do a great job over there. Very, very nice theater. Very quaint.
Yoga, March 7th to April 25th, an 8-week session. $6 for residents, $7 for non-residents. It's 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Yep.
Neighborhood Watch. The next Neighborhood Watch is going to be on March 10th. It's the second Tuesday of every month at 7:00 p.m. at the Garden City Police Department.
Mm-hmm.
Fit Hop, a double dance class. First resident, $55 for residents and $60 for non-residents.
Yep.
Or drop in $7.
Mm-hmm. Tuesdays,
Yeah.
7:45 to 8:30. March 10th to May 19th.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Youth Dodgeball at the Radcliffe Center, ages 7 to 13, March 12th to April 16th.
Yep.
Thursdays from 5 o'clock from
5 to 6.
5 to 6. Okay.
Yep. At the Radcliffe. Ooh, this is a big one.
Yeah, the big event for the Garden Club. It's going to be on Saturday, March 14th from 9 to 4 at the Garden City High School. The Garden Club will be making a presentation at 6,000 Middle Belt Road in Garden City, Michigan. Food, refreshments, raffles, shopping, and more.
Yep. Register on their website, gcgardenclub.com.
Charity hockey game between the police and the fire departments. Money's going to, I believe, the food pantry.
Yep.
March 14th and 7 o'clock p.m. at the Garden City Ice Arena.
Yep. Doors open at 6:30.
Ties and tiaras.
Yep.
Daddy-daughter dance, March 14th, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. I can't read most of the rest of that fine print there.
Daddy, daughter, $20 resident, $25 non, $10 for additional sibling. And let's see, register at gardencitymi.org/parks/daddy-daughter dance.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kids Power Karate. Join our 6-week introductory kids karate program.
Mm-hmm.
Kids will learn the focus and the the game of karate
Mhm.
while this
Also having fun.
while also having fun. March 16th to 20th.
Yep.
That's on Mondays from 5:30 to 6.
Yep.
Ages 6 and 13.
Mhm.
St. Patrick's Day lunch. This is at the Radcliffe Center.
Mhm.
Join us for fun for the day and use St. Patrick's Day lunch. I've already bought our tickets, filled with good food, drinks, bingo, and many prizes. March 17th,
Yeah.
12 p.m. to 2 p.m. $10 for residents, $15 for non-residents.
Yeah, that's a good deal. That's cheap.
Yeah. Celebrate Easter at Imagination Station.
Yeah, this is tough to read. Professional Easter photo by Cass Elizabeth. Price is $40 plus $7 every additional child. Includes professional photo with Easter Bunny, 2 hours of drop-in play, Easter crafts, Saturday, March 21st at 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Westland Goodfellows is having in the Westland Fire Department is having an Easter egg hunt. The Easter Bunny is coming. Get ready to hunt. It's going to be on Saturday, March 21st.
Mhm. 11 a.m. to 1.
So, okay.
Yeah, that's the new fire station over there on Merriman. Cool.
Yeah. Cornwall Turkeyville, Dial M for Murder, Friday, March 27th, 9:30 a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. The Garden City Senior Center presents. They're having a trip.
Yep.
Spring Fling Artesian Show, Haven Love Dog Rescue is on Saturday, March 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Garden City Radcliffe Center. Join us for our Spring Fling Artesian Show.
Yeah.
See the Easter Bunny. Okay. Mom to Mom sale, April 11th.
Yeah.
Admission is $1. Early bird admission is $2. Large item room, 65 tables. Where's this going to be at?
This is at the Maplewood Center.
At the Maplewood Center. Okay.
Yep. This I got from McNeil. She sent this to me, so
Royal Baby Shower.
wanted to make sure that this got out.
For the newest member of the cast community, every baby deserves a royal welcome. It's going to be on Saturday, May 2nd from 1 to 3.
Yep.
I can't read the rest of that.
At the historic Metropolitan United Methodist Church at 8000 Woodward in Detroit. Ample parking, gated, secured parking.
Okay.
And they need all kinds of stuff: diapers, sleepers, baby clothes, baby sheets, blankets, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to help out, get a hold of them. Call 586-201-5725 or 248-535-0936 for any questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Annette McNeil sent this to us, one of our big fans.
Mother's Day Craft Show, Saturday, May 9th at the First United Methodist Church, 6445 Merriman in Garden City.
Mm-hmm.
Bring her mom for a special day of shopping, 40 unique
Self-care.
and self-help.
4. Okay, that's across from Barson's there on Merriman.
Right, it's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. That I
Yep.
can read.
Oh, this is an event right here.
25th Annual Autos for Autism Car Show, Monday, June 25th, from 4 to 9, Garden City Middle School, at 1851 Radcliffe, near Frodor and Wildwood, back of of McDonald's. Live music by Bonnie and the Working Girls. Motorcycles are welcome.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah, it is. Very big.
They have huge turnouts for that. They raise a lot of money for autism.
Yeah. And that's all I have, Mike.
I think that's about all. We had the St. Thomas is having their fish fries on Fridays
Okay.
through April 3rd from 4:30 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
They have a variety of menu choices.
Update on the Wings game. End of the second period, 1-1, still tied.
Okay.
So you'll be able to catch the last period.
I will definitely tune it in.
Yeah.
How's Michigan State doing?
I do not know. No idea. Who they playing?
Purdue. At
Okay.
Purdue.
Oh,
Haven't won there for over a decade.
yeah, they've been kind of flat, that's for sure.
They start awfully slow.
Yeah.
Michigan has been starting kind of slow lately too, but
Yeah.
they got so much depth that even when they put in 3 or 4 substitutes, those are just as productive as the starters are.
Right. Unbelievable. All right. With that said, Mike, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
Podcast.
Huge thank you to Derek Partin from DSD Sports Chat. Always fun talking with him about sports. Does a great job. If you want to follow Derek, Steve, and Dan, go to their Facebook page at facebook.com/DSD Sports Chat. And you want to leave them a message or whatever, contact them. You can do it right through their Facebook page. Also, Joe Bartley, big thank you to Joe. He does a great job every tax season. He had some good information tonight. You don't want to skimp. You know, every year it gets more complicated, so it's good to have a professional that's well schooled in taxes. So there's his information if you want to get a hold of Joe. For more information, you can contact him, at, what did I say, 734-523-8291, or email him, joe@jandjtaxesandmore.com. Also, I want to thank my co-host, Mike Jones. Good job, Mike, as always. Remember, this show will be available right after we sign off tonight on our Facebook page, so we hope you'll catch it at your convenience, especially if you tuned in late, by going to facebook.com/GCChat. Feel free to share the show with your friends as well. Also, catch us on our YouTube channel. Just search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. You can scan that QR code up in the corner right now. That'll take you right to our YouTube channel. Very easy. And while you're there, make sure you check out all of our past shows as well. Just click on the live tab. And please subscribe by clicking that subscribe button. We would appreciate it. And at the end of all of our shows, myself and Mike like to thank all the healthcare workers, first responders, and fire, everyone on the front lines who serve and protect us every day. We can't thank you enough. Be safe, and we want you to know you and your families are in our thoughts and prayers every day. And whenever you see any of these heroes, please let them know how much you appreciate them, okay?
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Mike?
No, just it's still disease season, so get vaccinated.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we can't, it teases us. We go from 50s, 60s down to 20s again. So I don't know.
Yeah, tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day temperature wise, but then it's going to get cold again.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, remember, the success of a community depends on the community. So please support your local businesses. They need your support more than ever. And please don't hesitate. Like Mike said, vaccinate. Remember, you're not only protecting yourself, but you're protecting others as well. And Mike, if you see something,
say something.
Yes, we need to look out for one another out there. For all your weather information, head on over to dappertomsweather.com. So we hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to contact any of us here at the chat, once again, the email is gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We do like to hear from our listeners. Let us know how we're doing, what you'd like to see more of. We'll see you next week. It's going to be March.
Yeah.
March 5th, getting closer to spring.
We're 2/3 of the way through winter, and it can't leave soon enough, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my God. At least we didn't get that bomb cyclone on the East Coast. Oh my God. Did you see that?
Oh, they got hit hard.
Oh, they got hit terribly, terribly bad. Over 3 feet in some areas. That's crazy. So we'll be back March 5th live right here on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks again for supporting us every Thursday night. We really appreciate it. And don't forget, you can follow us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And be sure to head over to our YouTube channel. You search for the Garden City Community Chat Show. Click on that subscribe button, okay?
Yep.
Once again, thanks for watching. Be safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next week.
All right.
Good night.
Good night.